following is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
I really realized I didn't notice that. So I don't know if I didn't notice. Like I knew because I live my own life, but I don't really hang out around a lot of other girls, and it's only within the last couple of years that I've hang out with other girls. And I'm like, dang, I really don't have that much of a support system. But I'm working on it. I'm getting it together because it is hard being a one woman show. Like I noticed that when I try to travel or when I try to go on the road, then my house falls behind because I'm coming home from trap trips and I'm dumping out suitcases and I'm refilling the suitcase and going back out on the road because once you take pictures in lingeries or in certain outfits for the gram, those outfits are burnt. That lingerie is burnt.
Pardon the interruption, Palm Tree, but this is Pimpin' Palm, the Mackin' emoji. And before we go any further in this interview, I'm gonna need you to click that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notification bell. Now back to the Thiccness Protection Program.
That kind of accumulates in like a big death pile in my house. So yeah, I've been reflecting myself on better time management and like how busy I am and kind of like I do a lot of things. I do balloons, I make clothes, I do porn, I'm a minister. I I'm an ordained minister. I could do funerals and weddings. I don't feel comfortable prophesying until I get the sex work out of my life. I don't really feel comfortable like prophesying to people. But if you are living on the fringe of life and you need a wedding or a funeral, I'm your gal. I'd be happy to come and help you. I've done one of each.
I can't lie. I read the funerals and weddings thing in your Instagram bio, and I was like, this has to be a joke. I actually thought it was a pretty funny joke, but
no, it is not a joke at all. I was dating somebody and I wanted to get married, right? So I have this friend who is like kind of like my touchstone, like, just the most important person to me. So I told them, I was like, hey, I want you to marry me, but not to get married to me. I want you to be the minister of my wedding. So then I was like, well, if I'm asking somebody to do this, I should probably figure out what's involved with this. And so you can go online and get ordained. Now, I've read the book of Eckhart Tolle. So, there's like principles of what's real and what's fake and what's self-imposed and things like that. Because when you hear, well, you're going online to be ordained as a minister, you're like, oh, that's cheesy, right? But really, what gives that church any more power than any other church that you have, right? So it's more about the intent of your heart. It's more about the intent to do good and share goodness with people and help people when they need you. So yeah, I was like, okay, well, I'll get ordained as a minister. And then my dad ended up passing away. And
I'm sorry to hear that. Condolences.
That's all right. It's a part of life. Thank you so much. We're getting that. I turned 40 this year, so I'm getting that age.
Right, and I turned 30 this year. We're both in October, so wow,
right,
we're 10 years
Libra
apart.
gang.
Libra gang, yeah.
Um, and we needed a minister, so I was like, we were trying to cut costs. So I was like, okay, I'm ordained minister. I'll do the funeral. So I did my dad's funeral, and then a girlfriend of mine asked me to marry her son. So I ended up doing her son's wedding, and I don't know. I'm available for what happens next, but I've been trying to rein it in a little bit and be like, okay, what do I really want to do? What am I really, passionate about? Because that I, as a person, go off on a lot of tangents. I do a lot of things, but that one kind of came like, whoa, out of left field. It's not a joke. It's not a weird joke. I really am an ordained minister. I just, I think that there's a certain amount of people. It's kind of like the Triple X Church or uh they have another group in Vegas. I think it's called Jesus Loves Hookers. It's like that
What
group in Vegas. Yeah, it's like a an advocacy group in Vegas, and then they have the Triple X Church if you go to AVN. So people, in adult entertainment, they still need a spiritual base. They still need a spiritual.
absolutely.
So I feel like that,
especially when like major religion may look at like the sex worker community and the adult content creation community as heathens.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so I feel like I provide those types of services and in a gracious way because I come from that world too. But yeah, that was kind of the people who love me and care for me are like, this bitch, I don't know what she's gonna come up with next.